So we're going to get started because your time is precious, and I really appreciate you spending part of your evening with us. I'm Sherry Renzepis, the Director of Admissions and Registrar here at the CUSHMAN'S School. There was nothing I would like more than to welcome you in person to walk through our campus, to feel the Cushman experience. I've done my best to capture as many photos as I can to walk you through everything that you would see if you were with us. First, I would like to introduce you to our head of school, Dr. Arvi Balsero.
And good evening. I am so happy to see you tonight. I know and appreciate that this is a busy time for you at this hour, but we're very happy that you're interested in joining our family at the Cushman School. Cushman is a special home with a very special culture. And it's because of our families like you that contribute to that wonderful culture. And we've been here for near 97 years with our strong mission and philosophy of developing our children, strong character, who have poise and confidence and who enjoy life with a happy attitude, who become leaders as they grow up through our Cushman years in partnership with you. And the way we view an educational experience is that we will be raising your children with us. We're going to be doing that together. And so I hope this evening, as you listen to Sherry share all of the wonderful things about our program, know that when you step foot on this campus, you will feel that culture and the warmth and the embrace of everything that we stand for. And our job is to help to personalize the experience for you and for your child or children. So I welcome you. And just to tell you just a small bit about myself, I've been at Cushman for 36 of those 97 years. So that sounds like a lot to me, like I'm pretty old here. But I'm very proud of that and very proud to be able to serve as the head of the school. I take that job very seriously, as does every educator, every staff member, every director. Anyone who's on this campus knows and lives by our mission and philosophy. And your children always come first in our minds. So I hope you enjoy your evening, and I'll turn this right back over to Mrs. Renzepis.
Thank you, RV. And I apologize for the noise. Someone just came in to tell me that someone was here for a tour. So I said, no, it's virtual. So again, welcome, I'm Sherry. I guess I'll piggyback on Dr. Balsero just to let you know that this is my 21st year here at Cushman, my 30th year in schools altogether. I taught for many years and joined in admissions, and I just, we all love where we work. It becomes our home, our family, as it will with yours. We have a wonderful team of grown-ups that work here, and Mrs. Jill Sevilla is the primary school director that you will get to know. Mrs. Rogers is our principal and our elementary school director. Jennifer Geimer is our upper school director, meaning 6th through 12th grade. And Dr. Tracy Ross is the director of our Laura Cushman Academy. And we all just work hand in hand together. Dr. Balsero, you might have to correct me if I'm wrong, but Mrs. Sevilla has been here probably close to 30 years.
Yep.
As a mom, as a teacher, as a director. Mrs. Rogers is getting closer to 40 years, starting as a teacher and a director. Mrs. Geimer, again, straight out of college, came here. She must be on 30 some years. And Dr. Ross started the year after I did, so she's got to be on 19. Because it's a family. We just, it's not stagnant, but we're happy to be here. I hope that you've had a chance to see our campus. Just to kind of put things into perspective, our main campus is on Biscayne and 60th. And that's where we started in the 1920s. Here we have pre-K through 8th grade, and we call it our primary school, elementary school, and middle school. And then 13 blocks south, we created our high school, which is 9th through 12th. That's on 47th and Biscayne Boulevard. We started it because our families continued to ask to just continue with the Cushman philosophy into their high school years, and Dr. Balsero made that dream come true. we still really hold true to things that Dr. Cushman put in place. And our first aim is really just to have a happy atmosphere for the children. We believe that happy grown-ups and happy children will academically thrive and do their best. And that's really our first aim. It is just having a happy attitude. And here is a picture of Dr. Cushman, and she's the founder of our school. And she ran the school for many, many years, followed by Dr. Joan Lutton, and then now Dr. Balsero. So we've only had 3 heads in our 97 years. Again, here are her standards, her aims, and just a gracious, unfailing courtesy is what we look for in our families. Every morning from pre-K through 12th grade, we gather together and put up the flag, do the Pledge of Allegiance, and just do our little pledge for success, which just reminds the children and the grown-ups of the tone that we set at the school every day. Just starting with, I will wait my turn to speak. And, you know, we have little lessons. That way you can hear what other people have to say, looking, listening, the pragmatics of language. We're really a school that prides ourselves in being a character-first school, teaching the children to be kind, courteous, and responsible. The primary school with Mrs. Sevilla, the tuition days from 8 to 4, and what that really means is your children can arrive early as 7:15, get dropped off on the playground and play supervised. Typically children will start coming at 8, and they're arriving between 8 and 8:30, putting their backpacks away, lunch boxes away, getting settled and playing with their friends. At 8:30, we gather together and put up our flag and do the Pledge of Allegiance. And then if we have parents on campus, non-COVID, which we love to have you on campus, the parents are waving, the children are blowing kisses, parents are trying to leave, they love to hang around, talk, and it's a place where you are always welcome. And then they have a busy day. At the end of the day, we come back together around 2:40, 2:45. We take the flag down and have afternoon announcements. Some children are picked up at 2:45 to go home. They're all welcome to stay and play on the playground supervised until 4 o'clock. They may also join some after-school clubs. And that would range from gymnastics, karate, Lego club, cooking, additional Spanish, Mandarin, basketball, soccer, just a whole plethora of fun things, soap making that you can sign up your children for after school. And then at 4 o'clock, we ring a bell. A majority of the children have gone home, but we do have an aftercare with Mr. and Mrs. Gates called Golden Gates Aftercare that goes from 4 until 5:30. You don't need to call us and let us know when you're going to be able to pick up your child. We just take care of them until you get here. We have on our primary side several classes. We have one that we call our nursery. It's really just our youngest 14 students. That's going to be children who just turned 3 in June, July, or August, or are 2 at the beginning of the school year, but turned 3 in September, October, November, December. And it's just our youngest 14 students are in that class. And then we have 3 classes of pre-K 3s and pre-K 4s together in a multi-age setting. And what I mean by that is we look at how old your child is as of September 1st. And if they're 3, that's their pre-K 3 year. If they're 4, their pre-K 4 year, and then 5 is typically kindergarten. And then we have one class of pre-K 3s and pre-K 4s that's part of our inclusion class. And by that I mean at our school, as the children grow, there are children that sometimes need a little extra support in the classroom through their educational journey. And they may become a part of my Laura Cushman Academy, which is a small part of the school that is perfect for children who academically are at or above average intelligence, but they just need a little help getting there. So they might have dyslexia, they may have auditory processing, sensory integration disorder, some sort of a diagnosed disability that they just need extra support. So my inclusion class is amazing because it has 2 full-time teachers, a full-time assistant. The children work with a speech and language therapist and an occupational therapist just throughout the day. And as you know, all children that are little are learning language and balancing and different skills. And so it's kind of a bonus for the children who are in that class acting as models. And then there's a small handful of the children that really need those therapists. And then we move to kindergarten. We have 3 kindergarten classes, typically 15 students, and we have 1 Laura Cushman Academy kindergarten that has 10 students. There's always a full-time teacher, full-time assistant in all of our classes. And then, like I said, in my Laura Cushman Academy classes, there's 2 full-time teachers and a full-time assistant. Our primary classes, I walked around this week and did my best to take some pictures for you so you can see how light and airy they are, how they're always really working with developmentally appropriate activities. We are messy here at the Cushman School. Their shirts might come home with paint, mulch, dirts from catching lizards outside. They're exploring. They're using their language, their fine motor, light tables, housekeeping, painting. We get messy. Here's a few more pictures. The classrooms, again, they all have restrooms inside the classrooms. So the children are successful with that. That's our one requirement for our little guys, is that they're potty trained. And that's kind of scary to parents, but they're all, they're seeing each other do it. Our teachers are experts. They don't ask, do you have to go to the bathroom? They just say it's pee-pee potty time, and it happens. You know, they make mistakes, but we move through it. Here's some more classes. Again, just lots of, some of the ones that have more of the desks are more the kindergarten classes. Smart boards in the classes. My older pre-K 4 class has a smart board, as well as the kindergarten on up through 12th grade. The younger children don't have that in their classroom. We have a lot of beautiful outdoor space under the trees, and we utilize it. The children have recess every day built into their day. We often have sand tables, art easels outside. We'll bring cardboard boxes and make rocket ships and forts, and they play together. And that's part of learning, is learning how to navigate social situations with your friends. Here's just a few more pictures of some outside space. Our primary school has 2 playgrounds. It has our playground that's for our younger children that are 2, 3, and 4. And then we have our larger playground that's also for 4s and kindergartners. The gentleman will use it for PE at times. And then on the back end of the school would be the middle school. I don't know if you have a big computer where you can see on the bottom left-hand side with the awnings, there's some middle schoolers outside. And that's kind of how Dr. Cushman was friendly with Maria Montessori way back in the day. So there's bits and pieces of that at our school. And one of those is having older and younger together and acting like big brothers, big sisters, and helping each other. I want to just make sure to let you know that at Cushman School, we're not a school that has an entrance exam for 3 and 4 and 5-year-olds. We're old school philosophy. We understand that children are all over the place. They have different languages. They're learning to read, write in their own time. We have our mainstream classes. We have our Laura Cushman Academy classes. As they get into elementary school, if they just need a little extra support in math, we have a whole plethora of teachers here that can pull children in small groups just to give them a boost if they need. The same thing in our middle school. There are some middle schoolers that in lieu of Spanish, they do better with a study skills class, and it's kind of the game of school, organizing your binder. What have you turned in? How do you study for something? We're just a school that understands children. In our primary school, we're just very developmentally appropriate, very hands-on, lots of teacher-created activities. You're not going to see rote worksheets of the letter A come home when they're 3 and 4. They're working with Play-Doh. They're making the letter A with paint. They're gluing acorns onto the letter A. We use Handwriting Without Tears as our handwriting program, and it starts with our little guys. There's a series of sticks, of big sticks, little sticks, curves, big curves that they can make all of the capital letters with. We roll them out with Play-Doh, getting that fine motor. It has some magnetic boards where they can make it and then they can trace it. And our school still goes through cursive. So the tail end of 2nd grade, they'll learn cursive. 3rd grade just transitions into it. And most schools have dropped that from their curriculum, but we still think it's important. We use Open Court Reading, Writing, Phonics program. It is an amazing program that teaches the children the rules of the English language. So for example, if they're on the letter S and they're talking about the 7 sizzling sausages on a skillet, they're talking and they're brainstorming words that have that sound, and they might come up with the word nice. It doesn't have an S in it, but we're not going to say no. We'll explain to them that sometimes CE, like in scent, can make that sound, or CI, like in city. So it really, we're not expecting 3s and 4s and kindergartners to understand that, but maybe when they're reading, they'll understand why nice doesn't have an S in it. We are very creative. So they were on the letter R, and so that little girl made her Rosie the robot. And that's Pam the lamb, who says ah, ah, ah. So he's gluing some cotton balls onto his plate and making his own lamb. And when they make it, they know it and it becomes theirs. Having taught kindergarten for many years, I can tell you that some of the children are literally learning the name of the letter and the sound that it goes with. There are some children who know the letters, they know the sounds, and they're brainstorming words that have that letter in it. And there's still other children that could write a story using those words they just brainstormed. There is such a degree of what a child can do, and they're all perfect. We use a lot of the open court textbooks, primary phonics. We're very phonetic at our school, and when they're ready. So they read when they're ready. We certainly don't say all of my 3-year-olds are reading. They're not. They're doing phonemic awareness, beginning sounds, ending sounds, rhyming words. I just love to look at their drawings and their writing. And so on the top left, they're just on the letter C. The children are thinking of words that start with C. Dr. Seuss is always fun because their little guys are ready to rhyme and do those short vowel sounds. And then the inventive spelling, which I love, and I'm an expert at reading. So that one says, when my dog is silly, I feel silly too. And we don't cross off, we're not grading, we're not going to circle it and change it with a red pen. We want them to get it out on paper. And then you're going to be, 1st grade, 2nd grade, where they're writing about themselves. Some will start each sentence with, I like apples, I like soccer. Others can write more of a paragraph about themselves. And I had to add the little picture with the legs coming out of the head up on the top right-hand corner because it's just a developmental phase. And when your little guys make those self-portraits of themselves with their arms and legs coming out of their heads, save them. It's not going to last long. Pretty soon they'll have bodies and eyelashes and all that other stuff. We're very phonetic. We also do a lot with the consonants and the vowels and writing words in certain letters. They're helping each other. There's certainly not little robots sitting at their desk quietly at our school. We are moving around, working with each other. Same thing for math. We use a lot of manipulatives. The kids have to have their hands on. We love Cuisinart rods. They're probably as old as the school. They are just some wooden sticks that go from 1 to 10 in a sequential order. The children start just by playing with them, learning the colors, understanding what each one represents. They can put the 1 cube on top of each one until they remember that a yellow is 5. We make 2-car trains when they start adding. So they'll find a 4, they'll find a 3 and make a train, and they'll figure out which answer fits underneath. That can move into subtraction, fact families. When they get older, they can use it. Repeated addition is really multiplication. So we'll pull them out again, or when they're doing fractions. Counting money was always one of my favorite things to do with kindergartners because it doesn't make any sense. The dime is so small, but it's worth more than the penny. The nickel's pretty big, but it's worth less than the dime. So, you know, we stamp it, we play with the money, we have little cash registers, we make books, lots of shapes and patterns and spatial awareness throughout the school, tangram puzzles. We really just want a hands-on experience. So they have their classroom teacher, they have their assistant, they feel like it's 2 teachers. And then we have a whole handful of other people that work with the children. So they'll have PE every day. We have an amazing team of coaches and a yoga instructor. So they'll do physical education 4 days, yoga once a week. We have Spanish. We're an English-based school. The children have many different languages. The second language that we teach is Spanish, and little guys have it whole group, but when they get to the elementary side, we split between native and non-native Spanish speakers so that they can move at different paces and in smaller groups. We also have a teacher here from China who's exposing them to Mandarin once a week. We are not expecting them to leave fluent in Mandarin, but exposing them to another language, new into it, just a new culture. We have music twice a week with a wonderful team of music teachers. They put on a lot of assemblies and they become very confident performing in front of their friends and family. They have science in the classroom, but they have science also in the science lab with some animals, and Leo's wearing one of our snakes. You're welcome to borrow the animals on the weekend and take care of them for us. We have an innovation center that has everything from sewing machines to 3D printers. They go to the library once a week. We have a guidance counselor that comes in and just teaches values and just how are you sharing with your friends and being kind. We have a beautiful art center that starts in 1st grade. Little guys, prior to do that, everything they're doing is through creating and making things. And then in the middle school and high school, we just have a plethora of electives. We have athletics is very important to us. We truly believe that a child who's involved in sports, who's outside moving, just does better academically inside the classroom. Little guys will have the PE every day. They can join after school clubs where they could do, like I said, the soccer, basketball, karate, a bunch of different things. We have our CAD program, which is we have so many children that love basketball and soccer that we have teams within our school, and that's open to kindergarten through 4th grade. And then my upper school plays competitively against other schools in Miami. We have a full schedule for my upper school. We just finished our golf, cross country, swimming, volleyball, bowling, and flag football. We're going to start in with our basketball and soccer. And then in the spring, we have tennis, track and field, beach volleyball, sailing, and rowing. We are an urban school. At this time, we do not have all of these things. We do not have a swimming pool. We don't have the tennis courts, but we will partner with places around Miami that are nearby, and we'll make sure that those things happen. So the elementary school, if you can take a look, this is the inside of the school, and it's the sweet curved building that Dr. Cushman built, and that's where the school started in the 20s. The bell was used at the Skya in Coconut Grove to call in everyone for meals when they were building there, and then that family donated it to Dr. Cushman. And on the lower level, I have 2 first grades, 2 second grades. Upstairs are 2 thirds, 2 fourth, and 2 fifth. And just mixed in between is 1 Laura Cushman Academy class of each grade level. So we're one school, we're placed in the class that's right for us. Typically in my first grade, I have 20 students, and then second through fifth varies between 20 and 22, always a full-time teacher, full-time assistant. I know it seems far away, but they grow, and before you know it, they're going to be in elementary school. And they just have so many fun things, projects that each grade looks forward to. The fifth graders are in charge of putting up the flag and leading us in our pledge. Fourth graders do a state fair. Well, we always love to eat, but we especially love to eat non-COVID. So if we're doing a state fair project or a heritage project, the families are making food and we're sharing with them. Lots of performances, lots of oratories. These little guys in the middle are putting together some computers. We have technology. It's a touch. It's not their whole world. They move through Apple's Surface laptops, Chromebooks. They're in fourth grade and they can do more than I can. Our middle school is 6th through 8th grade. It's on our main campus. And then our 9th through 12th is on 47th and Biscayne. And still a lot of hands-on, a lot of collaborative work, having fun, working together and understanding that everybody's doing things in their own way. At the high school, and this seems crazy far away, there's different strands that they can do, you know, just your traditional academic strand, legal studies, visual arts, biotech will be coming soon, and it's going to change by the time your children are there. But it's just so exciting. And then, of course, they're getting into colleges. We've had several graduating classes, and we've had 100% going to college. I kind of anticipate that will keep going. I listed this, not that you're reading it, but maybe you want to look back at it. And then just some little details, snack and lunch. We love to eat, like I said before, so they bring a little mid-morning snack. They have lunch. The whole school has lunch between 11:30 and 12:30. They're sitting outside on picnic tables, under the trees, sometimes in the classrooms. The teachers are eating with their classes. We don't have a giant cafeteria by design. You could pack your lunch for the child, or we have services that deliver to the school. Uniforms are just simple polo style shirt with the Cushman logo, and then there's a dress uniform. We use a company called Land's End. We definitely have an open door policy. We want you on campus. The children want you on campus as much as you can be. We're open for questions. You want to talk about your child, we're here for you. They don't come with instructions, and sometimes it's just nice to toss something around. We usually start right end of August, beginning of September, and go through the beginning of June. As I said, public speaking is just part of what the children become comfortable with. I know I had to go to college and force myself to take public speaking and almost died, but they just get it little by little. Constant communication with the families, newsletters, websites, portals, Facebook, you name it. We do not have, we start typical grades in the 4th grade. Previous to that, especially on the little side, it's a lot of narratives. When they get a little bit older, it's E's for excellent, satisfactory, needs improvements, pluses and minuses, again with the narratives. And then in 4th grade is when we start that traditional grading of 90 being an A and whatnot. Faculty and staff that work here, we love to be here. There's a bunch of us. There's about 1 grown-up for every 6 children here. So the ratio of grown-ups to children is very high. We all take care of all the children. We would never say, oh, that's not my class. No, we're all part of Cushman together. Homework. We have a little bit of, our homework starts in 1st grade. So we don't have the little guys doing homework. We all work hard all day and we want you to enjoy them at home. So 1st grade starts with 10 minutes, 2nd is 20 minutes, you know, and so on. Reading with your child is always the best gift you can give them to learn language, fluency. And then some little details. We are respectful of all holidays. Our calendar is respectful of Jewish and Christian holidays. We're not affiliated with a church or a synagogue. We're learning from each other. Like I said before, we like to have parents on campus. We have lots of things that parents are typically in charge of, starting with our Halloween Howl, galas. They bring pizza lunch to our classes. This week, one of the dads is a firefighter, so he came in and put on his uniform and his mask and let the other kids try it on. And it's just, you all have talents and I don't know what they are, but you're always welcome to share them with the class. We have full-time police officers on campus. We have 24-hour security. We've got the security cameras. We have a gated campus, you know, safety first. We are also following COVID guidelines very strictly. This year, last year, we are requiring everyone to wear masks. They can have them off when they're outside running around and doing PE and recess. We've been working with social distancing. We have cleaning continuously throughout the day and deep cleaning in the afternoons. Hopefully all of this goes away soon. Our Play to Learn Center is being built. It's about a little bit more than halfway done. We're really excited. We do everything outside as far as our sports and our performing arts, but we're creating the center that will be acoustically sound to house our performances, because as they get older, we do big spring plays and we'll use Barry University's auditorium, or we'll be a part of TEDx program and we'll use the Adrian Arsh Center, but we're going to have our own and we're going to be able to share it with the community. It's also going to have a full-size gymnasium, and on the top of the building is going to be a rooftop soccer field and track around it. This should be done in March. We've been waiting a long time. I'm looking forward to it. We're accredited by all of the major accreditations, Southern Association of Independent Schools, Southern Association of College and Schools, Florida Council of Independent Schools, and just a bunch of other things that I won't bore you to read. And it's been 97 years in the making, and Cushman School has been a leader in many of these different associations. So if you are interested, some of you have already applied, some of you have kind of entered in as a prospect, but if you are interested in applying, we've moved our application process to our website. It's possible you turned in a paper application last year and that's still good. But if you haven't started, then you would go to the website and just complete some simple information. For your grade level, there's just a little questionnaire that goes with it. We're not requesting that you submit their narrative from their current school or a report card. As they do get older, we have that. There's a recommendation for the homeroom teacher, and you can upload report cards, as well as 12th, 4th through 12th has a series of recommendations. Once everything is in, we're going to be meeting via Zoom with yourself, with Mrs. Jill Sevilla, the primary school director, and your little one, if they're available. You know, sometimes a little 2 or 3-year-old will sit for a minute or two and then be running around. But we really want to meet you and let you ask all of your questions, get to know what you're looking for. We want to make sure that it's a fit, it's a family, and we want you to be happy. And so we open to children who are young. So that's really our pre-K 2s, pre-K 3s, pre-K 4s is I just have many spaces. And if you apply in a timely manner, meaning by December, I tend to have space to include families that are the right fit for us. Kindergarten gets a little more tricky because I have a class of pre-K 4s who will have the opportunity to complete re-enrollment at the end of January. And then I'll know how many kindergarten spaces I have. If you have a kindergartner and a pre-K 3 or, you know, a second grader, I really work to do my best to keep families together. We're always here to help. Again, I'm Sherry. I have an assistant, Marie Grossfeld, and Patty Hernandez is the assistant to the Laura Cushman Academy, and she handles the admissions for there. We all work together. You can contact any one of us at any time if you have questions, concerns. I'm going to ask my tech department to post this little presentation on our website. So if there's someone else in your family that you'd like to have them take a look, give me about a week and it'll be up. And I'm just so thankful you were able to join us. Again, I wish I could see you in person and walk you through, but please feel free to reach out. And we're really happy you were able to join us. So thank you and have a wonderful night. If you have any questions, email or call. All right, I look forward to seeing you in the future.